No. Mikey, you're muted.
I am. I was muted for a second. Yeah. Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are here to talk about, as the description says, the DC film stuff that released today. And then later on, we're going to do The Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 5. Let us do this. Earl is trying to come in. He's having computer issues, it looks like. So we can't bring Earl in just yet. But Garrison, how's it been going, buddy?
It's been going great. Job hunting currently. I did apply to a couple places recently. We'll see.
Good.
Yeah, well, they're kind of low-level stuff. I'm still looking for better, but you know, I'll take what I
can.
can.
You just graduated college.
Like Cousin Eddie?
Huh?
Holding out for management like Cousin Eddie?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then Roth, it's definitely snowy up in Wyoming, but is it better than it has been?
Yeah, we're sitting at a nice 17 degrees, nice little heat wave.
Balmy.
Roads are been plowed, and we've got nice walls to get to your car that you have to traverse over because of the plows piled up all the snow, and because we actually have plows in this state.
Yeah, apparently there's some other states that are struggling with the lack of snow plows right now. It's it's understandable.
But
yeah, you would. Not. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly, Melissa, a balmy 17 degrees. Oh, here he is, Dr. Earl, coming in strong as he always is.
Coming in hot.
That's right. How's it going, Dr. Earl?
I'm good.
Good. Outstanding. And then
just came back from the future.
Oh,
with a walk.
With what?
Because he's Booster.
Garrison got it. A little DC reference.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was a different reference.
Oh.
Booster Gold.
Rhett, the Stunning and the Brave. It's been a minute since you've been on the show because you stopped watching Star Wars because of it's a cartoon.
Yeah, so I don't watch cartoons.
You don't watch cartoons, but we are back at least to talk about some DC stuff. So what we're going to attempt to do, I don't
watch DC either, so this will be great.
This is going to be exciting. We're going to, this is sweet, Melissa. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh, wait,
I don't
Melissa
know if she's being...
me too.
No, she's sincere. There's not a sarcastic bone in her body.
Of course not. All right, what we're going to attempt to do is go ahead and play this video that was released earlier today.
Mr. Gunn.
We will see how StreamYard handles this. I'm going to do the pause thing so we can talk about as he's going through, and we can just, talk about some of the stuff. So here we go. Let's see what happens.
I'm James Gunn. I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios. So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of...
All right, let's talk about this.
DC has been disconnected. DC disconnected.
That's what it stands for.
I'm following.
Disconnected from film and television. So he's meaning that they didn't have shared universes.
He's meaning the Arrowverse
lacked cohesiveness. Storytelling and tone.
He and Saffron pointed out today that it was the Arrowverse and the movies and all that stuff. So
yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, it was kind of all over the place.
It's not cohesive like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was with Avengers,
right, Earl?
See?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Sif was on there. That makes it canon, right?
The big turn with the I don't want to spoil anybody if they haven't seen it.
There's a lot of people that are really wanting to watch that show. So yeah, we don't need to spoil anything on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Please, Mr. Gunn.
Hey, Quake may be coming back.
Hey, I'm all right with that.
Come on.
More Chloe Bennett in my life is a good thing.
That's right. All right. Let's keep it going here.
Our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation.
Okay. So this is an error in my opinion, because I think that you're in danger there if you do that too much. I mean, this is the Star Wars problem right now, where everything is canon. The games are canon, the comic books, books, everything's canon. It makes me nervous that they're attempting this.
Did he say the comics are canon as well?
Well, no, he said games,
right?
though. He said games.
Well, you can't. You can't make the comics canon.
No,
No.
he said games though.
That's verse Earth, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's a big
Elseworlds.
distinction between what Star Wars has going on. The video game thing is definitely problematic. Just the way video games are played, you get to control your characters, so they're not doing exactly what maybe the story wants.
Yeah,
That will and fold in.
And how
doesn't
long it
always
takes
line
to
up.
make them. I mean,
well, it puts a lot of pressure on us as the consumer because now if I make a mistake in the game and get killed, I could destroy the entire universe.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
it's all
it's not
connected.
gonna be
Gamer
like
has such
choose-
power.
All right.
Not going to be a choose your own adventure in that way.
That'd be fun though.
No,
All right.
I think you just mentioned it. The development cycle on games,
Right.
certainly AAA games, is very, very lengthy,
And gets delayed often.
And we see those delayed, and so if that's a kind of like a focal point of your story, if it's got something really important that happens in there, number one, your audience is much more limited. Number two, it affects your release dates on other things. So I don't think they may use some of the characters. I know he mentioned wanting to use the same voice cast in a lot of things.
That's
the connective tissue and not really plot point.
And that's
Creature
fair.
Commandos.
Yeah, and that's fair. All right, let's keep
The
it.
characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story. And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds, outside of...
Okay. So let's talk about this Elseworlds concept.
Yes.
As a person who is familiar with how comic books work and stuff like that, that's fine. Elseworlds is fine. That whole concept is fine.
It's fine.
But general public, are they going to accept that in a way that they won't get confused? What do we think about that?
I think that's something you've just got to experiment with at this point.
I think they've accepted it so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes, no.
The box office will. I mean, Joker and Batman box office will confirm that they've accepted it. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody confuses the Joker or the Batman as being part of the Affleck Henry Cavill universe.
Yeah.
People don't cross that up. So I
or
think
the Adam West universe.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how Brave and the Bold does in comparison to the Batman Part 2.
That'll be interesting. Yeah.
Oh, Brian has said he's never heard of the Elseworld term.
I mean, it's a straight up DC Comics term. It comes from DC Comics, where other worlds, when they make comics of other planets, they'll call them Elseworld stories. There's a lot of precedent for that. They also do DC Black Label stuff, which is sometimes in universe, but a lot of times out of universe. It's more mature stuff as well.
Like Crown Royal Black. So it's like a bit more mature.
Let me take you back to, when did Solo come out? 2015?
2018?
16.
16, yeah. It was the year after Rogue One, yeah.
Okay.
No.
Melissa gets it. Melissa gets it, guys.
It was 2018.
2018.
I had seen it already. I went with one of my friends from college to go see it. And the movie ends. Darth Maul shows up, breaks out that... double Sata lightsaber, and he goes, "Holy cow, that's crazy! That took place before Episode 1."
Oh yeah,
and I was like, "What, dude? No, there were stormtroopers." He was like, "No, those weren't stormtroopers. Darth Maul was there." And I was like, "Okay, that could be very confusing." So they do have to be a little bit careful.
They do, yeah. I mean, because they can't expect their audiences to watch any animated series that they might release on HBO Max. I mean,
here's the thing that they have going for themselves: is we live in 2023. In 2015 too, he could have gone home and looked it up. He could have looked it up walking out of the theater and found an answer within 2 minutes.
If you're interested enough.
Right. And if you're not interested enough, it doesn't matter that you thought that movie was before Episode 1.
Yeah, and Melissa, general public to me, it makes sense. So I mean, that's fair.
She gets it. She gets it.
That's fair. I mean, maybe I
feel seen. I feel seen.
You feel seen.
Look, Melissa's a smart person. She's not like the normal general public.
That's true.
Which for the most part is dumb.
People are, for the most part, I think, morons.
Yes.
I think the general consumer has gotten smarter on some of this stuff, though. Like they want to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
In these films, so
if the story's compelling, you're right. Yeah.
And there's
look,
800
the Darth
sites
Maul
writing
examples
stuff about it.
That's a bad example when you're comparing it to Elseworlds, which are going to be labeled very specifically. And Darth Maul, that was a plot point that happened when compared to a mainstream movie release, an obscure TV show, and it undid a major plot point of a mainstream theatrical release that everybody in their head and heart knew as canon, or most people did, because they didn't watch the show or the cartoons, right? So I remember there was a guy dressed like Han Solo sitting in front of me who was confused by what was happening with Darth Maul showed up. I'm like, this guy's dressed like Han Solo and he doesn't know either, So that's different, and that may come back to when you start trying to do things in games and some of these animated features that tie into your overall story, and people lose track. So you can't do major plot retcons and changes except in your mainstream movies. I think.
I don't think you're going to see serious ramifications come from these animated shows or games. I think you're just going to see crossover in terms of voices, and just like in Star Wars, if there's something in these minor things they can dump, they will dump it.
Yeah, like a Mecha Godzilla or something.
And if you market it this way now on the front end, when you say all these things are cohesive, then that will pull viewers into those other things, the cartoons, maybe the gaming, so they're advantaged by saying that, whether they really intend to get the most out of it or not.
And it's a great breeding ground to just treat the shows and the animated stuff as, hey, this is where we're gonna if you want to deep dive on these characters and really see these characters fleshed out and developed, go to these. If you just want the super fun big action stuff, just watch the movies.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's keep going.
The mainstream DCU continuity. Now, Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year. First, we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into the Flash.
Okay,
I thought he was going to say Black Adam too.
Let's talk about what he's implying there about Shazam. Is he implying that it's in his
an Elseworld?
More well, he's not saying that, but he's implying it's more of an Elseworld.
I think he's implying it's more of DCU that going forward, but I think that at the end of the day, this whole spiel about the current films that are coming out this year is all about we connot crap on these current films that are coming out this year, no matter what our actual plans are.
Please watch them anyway.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of connective tissue in Shazam that connects to the other properties. He references characters
except for that one
Superman
scene.
Shot.
Well, but I mean that's just you don't see his that's just a costume, right?
And it's
that
Superman,
just means Superman exists here. He makes there's the Batman joke, a couple of throwaways there. But for the most part, he wasn't part of Justice League. He's not part of that. He doesn't have that baggage. So
but he could be connected.
Yeah, it's a little bit disconnected.
Whoa, Garrison.
Well, I did the theatrical release. I mean, that left a lot of bad taste in people's mouths. So.
Oh, I thought you were throwing shade at Shazam. You're throwing shade at Justice League.
Yes.
Okay.
Not Zack Snyder's Justice League. Don't you dare!
I'm glad he's not a part of that. Yes.
Don't you dare!
And I enjoy that one. So.
You mean and
there it is? Yes.
Enjoy is a strong word.
I enjoy it the most out of any Zack Snyder film I've ever seen, and I will leave it at that.
That's fair.
Better than the Owls of Ga'Hoole.
At least that
and one thing, like Zach Levi and James Gunn are pals in real life, and so I think that
it could connect in a way. If they wanted to connect it, it would not be hard, I think is what he's saying.
But also at the same time, if they said Shazam 2, we're done, no more Shazam, done. It's fine.
Box office boom.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what happens. But
now we're getting to the Flash.
A fantastic movie that I really love that resets the entire DC universe. To move into Blue Beetle.
All right, so he's talking about Flash there. That's going to reshape, not change the hierarchy, but it's going to reshape the
reset.
Well, he said reset.
Yeah.
I think we're thinking this is going to be Flashpoint, right, Garrison?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it is Flashpoint. Mikey knows that I know a lot about this film, and that it's been internally testing really well.
Which is really interesting.
They're saying
DC.
it's one of the best. That's what. Well, Gunn just said it. I guess
I would say shocking.
Not even internal. Actually, let me just say this: not even internally testing well. It's externally testing well in terms of they take the film and they show it in front of an audience that's not connected to WB at all, and the test scores for that have been insanely high.
Also, must not be connected to news at all.
Yeah, you separate from the art. From
to
the
be
artist.
fair, they're all international and they speak no English, but they love it. They love it.
They get to that
Look at the
island where they
colors.
kill people if they try to show up on the island.
Well,
They
they're
just
all
gotta deal with
Inuits.
something.
They're
like,
Inuit
you know who
population
Ezra
of
Miller
Canada.
is. Okay, great.
It's that
Watch
tribe.
this
They
movie.
showed it to that tribe in Amazon where they've never seen other humans before.
That's right.
They were throwing spears
they're
and rocks
searching-
at the screen, but
They're trying to
it
They
was-
grab the
searched the
people on
globe
this.
for an area of the globe that Ezra Miller hasn't caused absolute mayhem in.
Where he's
yet.
Yeah,
not
for real.
wanted.
Hasn't beat somebody up over
They
their Parcheesi
stayed away
board
from
or whatever.
Hawaii for
It
sure.
tested well on Epstein's Island.
Oh my gosh.
Well, okay, let's just say that Ezra plays like 3 roles in the film. You can
Yes,
see 2
he
of them in the trailer,
Right.
and maybe one of them isn't good. So, I mean, you know.
Wait a minute now. Whoa.
Reverse Flash.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Reverse.
minute. Hang on.
Garrison's-
Reverse.
This could. There we go. This could crash everything by me putting those words up on the screen, but there we go.
Dude, our viewership just went through the roof.
I know, right? All right. Now he's talking about Blue Beetle here.
Fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous part of the DCU and then into Aquaman 2, which leads directly.
Okay. Wait.
Earl, is that you?
What?
Earl.
Yeah. Blue
He
Beetle.
muted himself.
Is that a good movie? I don't know.
So,
I'm snoring.
I don't know. I think
It must.
I think that's a little PR talk. I know on-set was really chaotic, including
There was riots.
There was like a gang attack on
A gang
some of the
attack
crew
or
at one
something.
point.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
On the set. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just not excited about Blue Beetle. I shouldn't do that, but I'm sorry.
I like the
it's
kid
newer-
from Cobra
George
Kai.
Lopez is in it. So is Susan Sarandon.
It's
the
canon.
newer-
It's canon with Cobra Kai, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's in the Cobra
Wait, the
Kai
kid from
universe.
Cobra Kai's in it? Oh,
He's
Joshua-
Blue Beetle. He's
Well,
he's
then,
Blue
okay,
Beetle.
I guess I'll
it's-
like it then.
It's
Who
the
is it?
newer.
What's his name?
Zolo Marian.
No, that's who played.
Dueña.
That's who played America.
Oh, I said
whatever on,
I said Zotzel.
Technocticlon. Technocticlon Smith.
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
It's Xolo XOLO Mari Dueña.
Yes, thank you, sir.
That's the guy's name.
yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's
He
the
is a good
new-
actor.
See, look, Melissa doesn't even know what Blue Beetle is. Then that means nobody will.
No,
Well, guess what? Earl should love Blue Beetle because who is Booster Gold's best friend?
that's
I know.
very true. That's
That's
very
Yeah,
true.
they were
Ford.
both
Now-
in the Death of Superman comic. They were both part of that fight.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Ted Kord
everybody
is-
was.
They
Ted
both
Kord
showed
is
up in
not
Smallville too.
The Blue Beetle in this film, though. So I guess. Yeah.
It's a different Blue Beetle.
Jamie
Yeah,
Reyes,
it's
right?
it's the younger Hispanic Blue Beetle. Yes.
Ah, okay. And then he did.
Is it? What's that shoot? I couldn't.
Zolo Mari Dueña.
Azul. What's the?
Zola Maraduena.
What's Spanish for blue? That was like
Azul.
Azul.
Azul. Azul. Yeah.
Azul.
Azul.
I don't know Beetle. Who knows?
The
Yeah.
Blue Beetle's like a thing that attaches to the back. It's like an alien device or whatever that attaches
Yeah.
to the guy's back.
That looks like a
and
scarab.
It's like an
like-
exosuit. And, yeah,
It's a
I don't really
scarab stuff.
follow the character that well, but yeah.
And then
Azul
Booster Gold.
Escarabajo.
Okay, and he very quickly references Aquaman 2, like barely.
Boom, boom.
Like
Boom, boom.
I think he's already passed it at this point.
Oh,
Into
yeah.
our
well,
next few projects, which I'm going to.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Aquaman 2 into our next few projects. So what
I-
is that? I don't know.
First off, we know Momoa is playing a different character in the new DCU. I hope people. Do you guys
We
know
don't
that?
know that,
He
right?
said
No,
that
wait
no. He
Scoop?
said that he
Can we get a
doesn't
scoop
want
here?
the same actor to play play different characters. He
He's
tweeted
playing
that out
Lobo.
today.
Mikey,
No,
he's playing
I-
Lobo.
I don't.
Where's
Yeah,
Lobo?
he would be
fit?
good for Lobo. He would be good for Lobo.
It would be good for him, but I think it's. I mean, you don't want that to happen.
He has kept
Why
everybody
would
with a movie about to be released. He has very carefully worded everything to keep them on the hook.
Right.
That's
Yes.
all. He references Shazam. Wow, we'll see
Yes.
what happens there. Aquaman and Blue Beetle, who cares? He doesn't care about that. Aquaman, we've got Momoa. They spent $200 million on that movie. Probably you got to sell tickets. He's like, yeah, Momoa will be around. So I don't buy any of that. I don't think he's going to be Lobo. There's no place for Lobo in anything they've announced so far.
Not so far. You're right.
He's not getting any younger. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
We'll see. All right. So here now he's going to start talking about the new stuff here.
Tell you about now. So Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have.
Okay. One of which I found out was Drew Goddard, which I'm very excited about. He's part of that writing team. I didn't know any of the other names, but when I saw Drew Goddard's name, I honed in on that.
One of them is Tom King.
Yeah, I saw Tom King.
Tom King was a big writer for the comics.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of personally.
No, he's too political.
Okay,
well,
all right.
His comics just aren't good, but to me,
forget about his politics. His comics just suck. All right. Well, I mean, but Drew Goddard being in there, it brings me hope that maybe and James Gunn's a good writer too. So we'll see what happens.
Started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming. This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters. Now,
Gods and
Monsters. Right. So Gods and Monsters. I don't know why they're calling it Gods and Monsters, but
there's a lot of
Superman and
Creature Commandos and Superman.
Well, Creature Commando, right?
Yeah.
It's just a famous phrase used throughout DC stories all the time.
Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters. Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Now this, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter.
That's fair. Thank you.
The first project is Creature Commando.
All right.
There's your monsters.
Oh, is this Weasel?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was dead.
Could be a prequel. I think he got out.
He did get out.
Oh, there's Junkyard Joe. He's in this.
He at least survived the island, right?
Okay, so okay. Y'all tell me who these people. I recognized Weasel. Is this supposed to be who's this guy? The Junkyard Joe? Is that
Junkyard Joe? That looks like him but that's an Image comic. Well, I guess that's part of DC. I don't know.
I think these are Wildstorm, right?
No, that's coming up. That's the next one. That's the
Authority. The
Authority is the Wildstorm.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the Authority was Wildstorm under DC anyway. So
So who's the leader of this ragtag group? Is it this guy right here with the white beard?
Guy with the beard and
But we don't know any of these people other than.
Oh no! I think I saw on one of the things that's Rick Flag's dad.
I was going to say that. Is that a Rick Flag guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what somebody said on one of the show I just watched before I came on.
I'm not familiar.
I don't know if that's true. Who knows?
Creature.
You got Ghost Rider there.
Is that the thing from Shape of Water?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, okay.
We don't know, but they're gonna have voices that they may go to a live version with this.
I think.
Skeletor's brother. That's right. All right, here we go.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live action. The next project up is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis.
Thick Amanda Waller right there. But
well, that's the
Viola Davis is Amanda Waller out of here. She's in everything. It's crazy,
dude. She's a great actress, though.
She is. It's just crazy to me that's the way she is continuing to do this.
Roth, but they set this up in Peacemaker, so this is like a TV idea he's had for a while.
And the showrunner's one of the people that did Watchmen. So I mean, could be good.
It's probably going to be pretty solid. But she's kind of like she's. Oh my gosh.
She's the woman king. Come on.
Did he just say she peeked in the Help? Is that what he just said?
He did.
I just want to make sure nobody missed it. Okay.
All right. Let's proceed.
Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal.
So he's getting his wife some work. Because he said Team Peacemaker. His wife is part of Team Peacemaker, so she needs some work, obviously.
Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol. It is a fantastic story that's out of this world, and I can't wait for people to see it. Okay, Next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it.
All right. Does anybody know the Superman Legacy storyline?
No.
Did he say it's Grant Morrison? Is that the?
No, that's Supergirl.
Oh, that's Supergirl.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's a cover of All Star Superman, by the way, which is written by Grant Morrison, which was a part of the All Star DC line. Where
Is
they
this
did
a
All-Star
totally
Superman.
new story? Maybe.
All Star. Well, if it's
Younger.
All Star, I don't think it's going to be All Star Superman because All Star Superman ends with Clark's death, and I don't think they're going to do that. But
This
Well,
is
he
a younger
mentioned it.
Superman.
He mentioned it a few weeks ago that he was like reading it, and that would. He replied to some tweet that said, "Yeah, that would be part of his inspiration."
All Star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
But that doesn't mean it ends the same way or it has all the same
No,
beats.
I don't think
it could be style or characterization, something like that.
I mean, this thing's not coming out till July 2025. I mean, so it's going to be a minute before we get any Superman. Now they could start like alluding to Superman depending on. I mean, I have no idea what the very first thing. It's probably going to be something on HBO Max. I wouldn't think that they could fast track a movie quick enough to get something out. So
I was guessing he was going in order.
Yeah. So this is probably the first one, and then
Creature Commandos is the first
because they're already working on it.
And it's all written already. Yeah.
Dark Seed.
Dark Side.
Dark Side.
Well, that's how you spell it.
Yeah.
Remember Dark Side, Mikey, from Zack Snyder's Justice League?
I do remember him. He's a great character. All right, here we go.
And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025. Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television series called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan.
Okay.
He sells me on this because of the thing he says in a second, which is it's going to be like True Detective with Green Lanterns. And I'm like, yes, please.
That's the first thing that's piqued my interest. And I'm like I've said earlier, I'm not a DC guy. I don't live and die by these things. I watch them just to be part of the conversation, not because I have a great, great feelings for them. That one interests me, and it makes me want. I'd like to watch it right now.
Yeah. This one will be good. This one will be really good. If they cast it correctly, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. All of this is going to be casting. I mean,
well, think about it though. That's the one thing that DC has not really failed at is casting.
Why
besides maybe Flash?
Hal Jordan, because Hal Jordan's been
the Green Lantern.
He's the Green
He's
Lantern.
the Green Lantern. Hal Jordan.
Well, also
not,
maybe
he's
the
not
Ryan
Alan
Reynolds
Scott, but no one really knows Alan Scott. So
right. Okay. So
we have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but this is really a terrestrial-based TV show, which is almost like True Detective with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it, they discover a terrifying.
So they're like time cops with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, Grant Morrison wrote a really good run of the Green Lantern where he was kind of called a space cop, and it was really well done. So
okay.
All right, we don't need to base everything off of Grant Morrison, guys. What are we doing?
It seems like that's what they're doing, though.
I'm not saying that this is, but
the guys at Red Letter Media already released a movie called Space Cop, so sounds derivative to me.
Yeah, it really does.
Mystery that ties into our larger story of the DCU. Whoa. Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine.
Okay, what in the heck? Oh, what? Let me.
It's based on the marvelous.
Okay, what in the heck is The Authority?
Keep going, bro.
Well, no, I just want to see. Like, do we know any of these people?
No.
Is that Captain Britain?
So this was made under the Wild Storm imprint, which is owned by Jim Lee. Was at Image, then was bought by DC in '99. This was one of the first things they did in '99 under DC. It was written by Warren Ellis, I believe, first, who I am. Personally, again, not a big fan of. And then it was eventually taken over by Mark Miller, who I'm also not a fan of.
Oh, no.
What do you like, man? Those are like...
Yeah, what writer do you like in DC?
Jeff Johns, Mark Wade.
Okay.
Maybe get into... No.
So this is not Hawk Girl, then? This is a different character.
Hot Girl?
Yeah.
Is that a
it's
character?
Not Hawk
Girl.
It's not Hawk Girl.
Hawk.
Oh, Hawk. I thought you said hot.
Is
I
that
would watch Hot
Constantine?
Girl.
Is Constantine hanging out in the back here?
I don't.
No,
That's Black
okay.
Bolt
Oh,
in the front.
Black Bolt.
Oh wait, that's wrong.
That's right. This is Captain Carter right here. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, here we go.
Wildstorm characters we are now bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters. The Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is a story.
All right, so the Paradise Lost thing, that's been a thing for a while. I mean, that's yeah.
It gets sold as it's like Game of Thrones, but on Themyscira, which I don't really know that I want, personally.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not a big... Yeah, I don't need this.
So this could be where Gal comes back, though.
Women.
Gal Gadot could come back into the series, though.
You know, it's just another... I'm disappointed to see that it's just another show where men will be at a disadvantage from a casting standpoint. It's hard enough.
Zero men
in Hollywood already.
I don't know, this guy right here is getting beat up. He's
no, it'll be men invading Themyscira.
Oh, the bad guys. All the bad guys.
The bad guys.
That's true.
I see.
Yep. All right, let's
attractive
Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island. The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story.
All right. So the Brave and the Bold.
No. Keep playing a second.
Story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's.
Damon Wayans?
Oh, good.
Damian Wayne.
Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
Garrison
least
looks
favorite
stressed
Robin.
about this.
First of all,
your least favorite Robin, is that what you
His
just said?
favorite Robin.
Oh no, my least.
I know, but it's Gunn's favorite Robin.
No one should name their kid Damien.
Well, it's on purpose because it's the daughter of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, so it's like a demonic type child almost. And he acts like such a jackbutt the entire time in this comic run. He's
James
a terrible, annoying character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird go-to for Robin. Like, people have been asking for Robin for a long time.
Right.
Nobody was asking for this one.
We want Dick Grayson.
That's right.
We want maybe even Tim Drake. Don't give us Jason Todd because I don't want to see him die.
Spoiler alert.
Well, you just ruined the whole...
For a 40-year-old comic.
For a 40-year-old comic.
Guys, you can call in to choose whether or not he dies.
Oh, yeah, there was a 1-900 number that you could call
that's
in.
right.
They voted to have him die.
They did their same, they did their plot points back then the same way MTV chose your favorite video. All in and vote.
So what's...
I mean, this might be good.
What's the crux of the storyline from The Brave and the Bold, though?
I've never read Grant Morrison. It's just called Batman, I think. Anyway, I don't know, but or Batman and Robin by Grant Morrison. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to read it.
Great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line. And so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU. Next up is a TV series called Booster Gold. Booster Gold is one of comics' really popular cult.
There you go, Dr. Earl, your favorite.
Well, now I'm Space Cop Earl. I went back to my lanterns.
Switched. Okay. What were you going to say, Garrison?
I was gonna say, if there's one thing Damian's really good at, he's almost he's already just like super talented at fighting and everything.
Okay.
So he takes down everybody he wants to.
He comes
a little annoying too,
ninja-fied, basically. Yeah. Okay, well that's fair.
Booster Gold, all right.
I plead ignorance. What is Booster Gold's deal? I mean, what's his whole?
He's from the future or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's
looking like Anthony Starr here.
I know. He does look a little bit
like
Anthony Starr.
It's not a Justice Society. What's the rings from the future? The future superheroes
that
travel through time.
Legion of superheroes.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, if they would do,
I think he steals one of their rings. Maybe is how he gets back. I can't remember for sure.
I need a Legion show.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Heroes. He is a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him. It is basically the superhero story of imposter syndrome on an HBO Max series. One of my favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so
I love every time he says a writer's name, Garrison like rolls his eyes.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna say this. You know what?
Choose your world.
I'm doing something to Tom King right now.
Oh wow!
No!
Blur that out and post, please.
You couldn't have upset Garrison more if he had said Chuck Wendig was writing everything.
No, Tom King committed complete character assassination against Wally West and had him murder a bunch of people. And
does anybody really care about Wally West, though?
Garrison's
Ross,
the only
get
one.
off my screen.
I have every Wally West
comic.
He cares.
Is that the one that wore the dumb hat?
Oh no.
Are you talking about the one with the therapy? What was that?
That's Jay Garrick that wears the hat.
Yeah.
All right, we're
going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy.
All right, so this is a more gritty Supergirl than I'm used to. So, what this got the sword over here?
Yeah,
she's covered in blood.
Covered in blood.
She's underwater, right? But why is she bleeding underwater? Unless that's what he's about to talk about.
It could just be well, no, there's fish. Yeah,
people bleed underwater. Haven't you seen Jaws?
Oh,
I know people bleed underwater, Dr. Earl, but it doesn't stick to their clothes like that.
That's just a weird planet. That's not underwater.
Yeah, I think that's.
I don't know.
Is
I
that like
the little fishies?
The little moon off of Krypton that he's about to talk about?
It's a space epic, isn't that what he just said?
She was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents. Whereas Supergirl in this story, she is a character who was raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way. So she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to Swamp.
Okay, I'm kind of excited about Swamp Thing. Especially since it's a film. I thought that it was going to be an animated series.
I think some wires got confused between the Creature Show and Swamp Thing.
Yeah. The Creature Show works better as an animated series.
Yeah.
Not Man Thing. This is
Swamp Thing, but I like Swamp Thing too. I mean, that's a
they were be
cool.
If Adrian Barbeau comes back, I'm just kidding.
They were created within a month of each other in the comics.
Yeah. Who was first?
Man Thing by a month.
By a month. Wow.
It's interesting. They're like the same character almost.
They were both based on some really low rate other horror comics characters. Like both took clear inspiration.
Oh, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, that's.
I mean,
which I'm sure that other comic took inspiration from Creature of the Black Lagoon or something. But but
like the E.C. Fields comic or whatever that old.
Horror like that. Yeah.
The last thing we're going to talk about, a very dark horror story in the origins of the monster who is Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories. Anyway, those are the stories that I can tell you about right now. I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the things that's very important for me in all of these movies and TV series is that the director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique and something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be true to those stories. I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody.
Oh, I can name another writer I like. Jeremy Adams. There you go.
Oh, he's in the writer's room as well?
No, he's a current Flash writer. But anyway, we'll move on.
Oh, okay.
Go DC.
He's not associated with DC at all.
All right.
No,
Dave showed up.
Dave showed up. Dave, have you had a chance to skim over the news from today?
I saw brief headlines with a bunch of characters that sounded cool and a bunch of characters that I barely have heard of.
There's a lot of that.
I mean, I'm excited for the Booster Goldverse to finally take hold. So, and the Amanda Waller verse to really kick in high gear. I'm
excited about the Amanda Waller thing because he said specifically that you're going to have Peacemaker characters on that show as well. So maybe in lieu of a Peacemaker season 2, he's doing this for now, and then maybe we'll get a season 2 later.
I think we're still getting a season 2.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But just so he could keep them fresh on people's minds, he's obviously working on the Amanda Waller show now.
So the Waller show is like Book of Boba Fett.
Yes. Essentially, that's like Book of Boba Fett.
Amanda Waller show.
So you'll have.
Is she going to spin around
on a Vespa?
Peacemaker is going to show up for 2 episodes and take over the show. Yeah, Those are going to be the best episodes of the series.
He'll have the Darksaber.
Yeah, exactly.
Him and Eagly.
So, Dave, was there anything that you were excited about that you were reading? You know, the Superman stuff.
Well, first of all, DC sucks right now. So but I'm excited. I'm excited that there's a plan set forth, because rather than what has happened over the last 10 years, like they're just looking at Marvel going, "Ah, crap, let's shove 19 characters in this film and hope somebody cares." And I feel like there's a plan going forward. Whether that plan is good or bad, I don't know, but it's a plan. It's something to start with. It's something to start for. And I have said this before on the newscast many times. I have said that they should just come out and say, you know what, fans, we understand. It's been a crap show. We're starting over. Give us some grace. Give us some time. We're starting completely fresh. And I kind of feel like they did this. I mean, not so many words, but this is what they're doing. I can't tell you they didn't listen to the newscast and heard me say that. So,
right.
But yeah, I just feel like they're taking that step of, okay, we're not going to say it, but we all know everything we've done has kind of sucked. So we're just going to start fresh and build from the ground up. And I like that. I'm more excited about DC than I have been in a while, even though my excitement's still very minimal, optimistically cautious, But yeah,
well, you didn't hear all the Guns video, but he actually mentioned the Deuce cast among.
He did.
Right after Morrison.
I was surprised to see him on the show. I'm actually surprised.
The Deuce cast is actually a part of the writing team of the DC.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, James Gunn's become a Ducey voting member now. We're sending James Gunn a Ducey ballot, so I'm excited about it.
The Deuce cast universe.
The DC universe. I mean, it's Deuce first. It's already built in.
So the thing that is interesting to me is that the specification that the Matt Reeves verse is going to be completely separate, no crossover whatsoever, because gosh, there's a couple shows that are supposedly in the work that are supposed to come. Yeah, the Penguin and maybe the Gotham PD. Maybe that's happening. I'm not sure on that. Probably not now.
I'll do that now.
Yeah. And then also Joker is completely separate because we're getting the
Jokerverse,
the Joker musical next.
Yes.
Which will be wild.
Like
Joker. Yeah, exactly.
With Lady Gaga.
La Cage Folle or whatever it is.
Folle Adu or something.
I think is she sings Joker
Face.
Joker
Face.
It's a dance for two in French, whatever that means. Yeah.
Oh, a dance for two.
Oui.
And that Tanzen für zwei. That's it in German.
So I mean, really, we've basically got 2 years to wait for a film. And
Superman Commandos is on the way.
So obviously
the animation takes a while unless he's going to have unless he's going to have an AI do it.
He could.
They can crap it all out next week.
Guys, we put this in Dolly and
Their faces are kind of wonky, but
Yeah, their hands don't look.
They can't get hands right. I don't understand that. It makes no sense.
Actually wrote the script for all the rest of the episodes.
Or Grant Morrison, whoever, their code.
About the same.
One of the same, exactly. So, well, Dave, was there any of the other stuff that you checked out, like the super? Did you recognize any of the Brave and the Bold storyline and the?
Well, not really. I mean, I'm looking at the list now, like Superman coming out in 2025, which honestly is like 2 years from now. So they
got to get going.
Coming
on
a lot faster.
That's pretty quick.
They do need to get going on it.
The Brave and the Bold, Supergirl. I'm excited about that. Swamp Thing will be kind of a fun, different thing. Mm-hmm. I do think they need to be careful to not go all in on let's synergize all the movies and all the TV shows all together, because I feel like Marvel's done some of that and they've lost some luster only because people aren't keeping up with everything, and I think people are afraid to miss stuff. And so I think there is some of that, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, with Superman and Batman, find somebody that works. Let's keep them for a while instead of having to jump all over the place with them. And, for better or for worse, they're going all in, which I think is good.
You ever read All Star Superman, Dave?
I've got the comic. I've never read it.
Okay.
I've got a stack of Superman arcs and stories, Red Sun and comic, and I've got the first 40 issues of Batman versus Superman or Batman Superman. Never read a single one of them. I just read X-Men stuff. So, but I have them.
Hey, do we have thoughts on casting? I mean, I know it could be just like anything, but
I know.
Are there front runners to you that you feel like would be ideal for any of these roles?
Well, he said that he's going younger for Superman, so that to me, I don't know.
But it's not an origin story either, so he feels like an established character. So
it's like Superman year one.
Yeah, we'll see what we get.
Or two.
But I don't know. I wouldn't have pegged Henry Cavill for the role either. I think I'd only seen him in Immortals or something. At the time that all started. Immortals, pretty good fight scene, by the way. So I can't imagine who. Is it going to be unknowns? Is it going to be somebody we recognize? Is it going to be Harry Styles?
I got your next Batman. He's been almost up for the role twice. Armie Hammer.
No, my gosh.
It's a really different look at Batman.
But fun fact, he has literally almost been in the role twice.
Yeah.
Really?
George Miller's Justice League and the Batman. He was
when he chews the scenery, he literally chews that scenery.
Wow.
Anybody else in it?
Well, he's got a hidden darkness inside of him. It was perfect for the role.
That's right.
We see it.
Exactly. Yeah, my whole problem is I can't even fathom who they're going to go for. I mean, you would think that they would want to maybe go with a bit of an unknown, but not completely unknown. I mean, who's super hot right now? Austin Butler. I mean, and he's of the age.
He needs to start working out right now.
Well, that would never be a problem.
Get a protein shake.
That would
on
never
this
be a
list. I
problem.
see Nicholas
got
Hoult.
Batman going on here.
No, I don't know about Nicholas Hoult.
At first, I did not like this name, Adam DeMarco. It's the guy from season 2 of White Lotus. I don't know if anybody watched that or not, but
I need to watch that.
When I first saw his picture pop up, I was like, I hate that. And then I kind of thought about it just now, and I was like, I don't think that would be awful because he was pretty good at Lotus.
What about Glenn Powell?
Yeah, Glenn Powell could be a good choice.
It depends on how long. He's a little older, though. I mean,
I think it's Chris Pratt.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
They're not going to go.
There's this guy named Tyler Hoechlin or whatever.
No, not Tyler Hoechlin.
Yeah. Well, and even they had talked about Noah Centineo also, but he was Atom Smasher. So
I tell you, the guy on 1923 who plays the Hunter guy.
Oh,
Brandon.
I would not.
He would be good for
Skelner or whatever.
Sklenar or something. Brandon Sklenar.
Yeah,
he'd be a good Hal Jordan.
Or even the younger brother. I mean, because they've got to go young here. They can't go
for Superman.
Yeah. The younger
brother.
I actually like Jacob Tremblay.
I haven't seen that kid in a while. I don't know.
Finn Wolfhard's like 19.
Yeah, he's too old. He's aged out of it.
Timothy Chalamet, who says no?
Yeah, exactly.
Me.
Zendaya is Supergirl.
I would watch the heck out of Zendaya as Supergirl.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know how old they want to go.
Hunter Schafer as Supergirl.
We know. We know. You mentioned Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell as Booster Gold could be fun.
I think that'd be good.
That would be really good.
That would actually be really good casting.
It would be,
especially if he's got comedic chops.
That's a great idea. He's got fantastic comedic chops.
Yeah, I think he does.
Look, I saw Glenn Powell in this terrible TV show. I think it was one of those Ryan Murphy things called Scream Queens.
Yeah.
He was the high point of that show. Every scene he was in, he chewed it up. It was like it's worth it to watch. It was like one of these Fox or FX.
Yeah, it was on Fox.
Maybe ABC even. I don't know.
No, it was on Fox.
I remember it.
Yeah. But Glenn Powell is amazing in it
as Booster Gold. They need
that's a great.
They need to make that happen.
That is a great.
Somebody get on the horn to James Gunn.
This site says,
I love it when you go to your old Hollywood Earl.
Somebody director. Get me a line direct to James Gunn.
I don't know. Has James? I'm trying to think of. He's usually pretty tight on the casting as far as what the comic book looks like. There's not a lot of diversifying for the sake of it. I think. I mean, I may be over talking that a little bit, but I would expect that I don't think we're going to get any shocking. You know, you're not going to get an Asian Supergirl. I don't think. You're not going to get
a white Jon Stewart.
Right. I don't think we're going to see that.
That would be unwise. That would be unwise.
He's already hosting a show.
If DC had been successful, if that whole franchise had been very successful, then you can take chances like that. Like we're seeing, you know, Marvel kind of branch out from a diversity standpoint now that they've kind of got that established. But that's not what DC is. I think they need to stay at home and really kind of match up what people's expectations are with some of these characterizations, I think. And I don't know. I mean, maybe Gunn's the right guy for that. But we'll see.
Yeah. Give me Ginger Wally West. I want my Ginger Wally West.
Dr. Earl's not busy. He could.
Anton Yelchin was.
I'm a little old for Wally West. Though.
Are you fast?
Anton Yelchin was, I think, supposed to play him in George Miller's Justice League. Oh.
So that George Miller's Justice League, that was a long time ago.
You can look up a lot of information on it. There's some good information.
That was a long time ago.
Who was oh yeah. They had the Wonder Woman in that one was
Adam Brody was supposed to be Barry Allen, which I think is pretty good casting.
Oh, that would be good casting. I mean, he's aged out of that now probably, but I mean, I don't know. Who do we think for Batman? He's obviously going to be a little older. I mean, because has a son.
I think John Hamm.
Because he's already on his fourth Robin, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, John Hamm could
I've always liked his chin. I think would fit good under a cowl, something. I don't know.
He was great as either Ace or Gary on SNL. You know, John Hamm really he does have.
They did the live
that super heroic jawline.
Kind of jawline.
John Hamm feels like a Schumacher Batman to me. I don't know.
Yeah, because he does. Yeah, he does.
He could play.
Would anybody have guessed Robert Pattinson as Batman? I mean, are we going to get something that far off the?
I like the casting when they announced it personally, but that's just.
I think that they probably. If they are going to cast someone known, it would be for Batman rather than Superman. I think Superman.
Josh Brolin too obvious?
Ooh,
too old.
I think.
I think he's. I think you almost got to go 40s, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you've got to have a teenage. You've got to have a teenage son, right?
Right.
Yeah, so
Sir Ian McKellen. He's wise. He's bringing experience to the role. It's an older Batman, who's seen some things.
Definite older Batman.
And bring him back together with Patrick Stewart Superman. I think you've got a
I was thinking Patrick Stewart, and then I thought, well, what's Jonathan Frakes doing? Nothing. Bring him.
Guys,
he's Damien.
We got a new Superman slot to fill, and we're not talking about Nick Cage.
No, I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. I would love that, but
awesome Superman
with long hair.
Isaac is Batman.
Oh man, Oscar Isaac. Would Pedro Pascal get yet another role? Yet another big role? I mean, the dude's like nonstop IP roles.
Okay, what about Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman?
Ooh.
You know what? He's got a darkness hidden inside him too. You can see it in Nightcrawler. Yeah.
He'd be a good Bruce Wayne, I think, for sure.
He'd be a good Bruce Wayne for sure, and I
think he could do Batman.
He's got a frame where I can see him like getting jacked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, and he for Southpaw, he got really jacked.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got that in him for sure.
You got to pay him a lot though.
This is a different franchise, but what about Jeremy Renner as Professor X in the?
Why? Why?
What I was going for.
Why?
We got good.
Jeremy Renner would be really good if they were going to do.
That's too
like
soon.
A years later sequel of Mac and Me. If they
guys, we were doing so good.
Well, he had just
what about Jeremy
Strong
Strong as Batman?
Jeremy Strong? No.
I saw a site that said Greg from Succession as Superman, and that made me go. I think Jeremy Strong is such a good actor; he could pull it off.
He could, but he's too short. He's like a short dude. He's really short.
Cameras.
I do have a couple things I want to point out. First off, one media member said that that was there at the event yesterday. There was an event yesterday where they unveiled more than what we got, by the way.
Yeah.
I think the entire chapter 1 they got. That there was a project there that they didn't announce purposefully today because the name would have given too much away. So maybe about the direction of where they're going with the story in the DCU.
I see.
If it's Batman v Superman again, so help me.
Maybe it's something like Apocalypse.
Martha, why did you say that name?
It must be something like
Justice League Apocalypse or something.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
The second thing I wanted to point out was, and this is me getting on my soapbox a little bit, Safran said to an outlet that we have the ability to sell outside of HBO Max, if that makes sense. So we'll figure out if there are certain shows coming up that would be better served elsewhere, or if there's not real estate on HBO Max for us. But we like the idea of having shows on Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix. It just broadens the DC audience.
I mean, good grief.
WTF.
Here's first off, I think that's probably a little bit of a push from Zaslav, but I think that's a good business idea for making money from your shows, because you can go and sell these shows for $50 million to Netflix and bring in $50 million of income you're not getting elsewhere. That you wouldn't get if you just put it on HBO Max.
Elseworlds.
And you get to share production. A lot of those streamers will share production costs too.
Yeah, Amazon could.
Like CGI and
fans will complain, but they'll still go and watch if it's good on Netflix and Hulu and whatever it's on.
Oh yeah, like if the Green Lantern show was on a different, people would go.
That
watch
one will be HBO. Yeah.
They need Max needs a win. Really, I mean, I know they've got a few things. I mean, Last of Us is going pretty well, but
it is.
That's HBO though, I think.
Yeah, that's HBO proper, and Max is. I mean, they've moved a lot of things off of the service. You know, they're
Westworld being bought by Crackle or Roku is crazy.
Some peculiar things going on there, and
again, I think that's
not really bringing in a ton of subscribers. I think so. This is a big boost for them.
I think that's Zaslav going. Again, we can make money from selling these shows to other streamers. Like, look, back in the day when Disney had a contract with Netflix, the Marvel movies and Pixar movies made $50 million each when they went on Netflix. That's a source of revenue that Disney's not bringing in anymore, and they're losing $4 billion on their service currently yearly. So yeah, I think that's a thing that companies start to look at for some of these services is selling those shows. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Now I heard the Disney Plus was on the chopping block now that Iger's back, and it may go to Crackle.
That's
Chicken
Crackleplex.
Tubi's
Crackleplex.
Tubi's Crackleplex. Dave's Christmas gift to the world.
I thought we were here to talk about the Bad Batch. I'm confused.
Oh, I guess we can transition to that if we must. But
I don't want to move things.
No, we can. I mean,
must we?
It'll take 5 minutes to. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, let's go around the horn. Any final words on the DC stuff?
Maybe start, what we're excited
at
about.
At least on my screen, we'll start with Roth. That's how it looks on my screen.
Yeah, I would say a couple of things.
Yeah,
James Gunn and company, focus on what you guys can do well, and don't try to outplay Marvel. Don't try to outdo Endgame. Play your own game. Come up with what your game's going to be and play it to the best of its ability. I am very hopeful for new Superman stuff. I love Superman, favorite superhero by far. I'm excited that it seems like the Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman movie is no longer.
No. It is longer.
It is longer.
It is for sure happening.
Okay.
But it's a different Superman altogether.
That's Elseworld story, Rob.
It's an Elseworld.
An Elseworld story is much more fine with me than being the only Superman that we get.
Yeah.
I trust James Gunn's writing ability, and I hope that some of his writing partners are able to bring him out of the let's just only let's find the most obscure characters as possible and maybe focus on some of these big guys with some seriousness, not necessarily always just jokey, funny, dirty joke.
I think he's shown an ability to write with seriousness
for sure,
with things like his zombie movie Dawn of the Dead, and other stuff he has written with. What was that face?
James Gunn? James Gunn didn't do Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, he did. The remake.
That was Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote the script.
He wrote the script?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. I thought Zach usually does his own stuff. So
wrote the screenplay.
Okay.
Really?
At least that's what IMDb and Garrison.
Why do you doubt Garrison?
I know. I should never, ever. How dare I?
It's very possible that they're both
right, Mikey.
They're probably both lying.
I hope you learned your lesson.
I did. How dare I?
Not that great a movie either, is it?
No, it's actually pretty good.
No, but it's more serious than some of his other stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like he can do that. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah. No, he has that in him.
Well, yeah, there are moments of Guardians that are not undercut the way Taika Waititi undercuts series.
Yes.
Right? He understands when they happen to let them happen. So that's good. That'll serve a Batman and a Superman well, where you don't where Superman is a bright and fun. It should not be dark like Snyder, but there also has to be some stakes and some character to that as well. So we'll see how that goes.
Anyway, yeah.
Is that your final thoughts, Rhett?
Well, no, I don't love the DC. That's not my jam. I'm almost indifferent to this. The thing I liked about the previous iteration was how terrible it was. I mean, I really did. I got a lot about that I really enjoyed watching just these complete disasters unfold.
Wonder Woman 2 looking at
No.
I want to see what happens if they're good quality storytelling and big spectacle, and then obviously I'm into it. But I don't have I'm not married to these characters the way some people are, so I don't care.
That's fair. Dr. Earl, final thoughts.
Yeah, I think the one I'm most looking forward to is the Lanterns one, because I'm a Green Lantern fan. I would love to see some more of the classic characters like Green Arrow, Black Canary show up somewhere in the whole universe, and I guess that there's always a possibility down the road. Certainly I'd love to see Superman be a good version of Superman. Gunn makes me a little nervous because he can kind of go crazy. He can go pretty crazy, but I think he's got some of these unknown properties where he could do that, like the like the Creature Commandos or the Authority. The Authority. I mean, he can go
let that all out.
Yeah, but try to keep the classic ones more classic and more accessible.
I think he realizes that.
Yeah. That Creature show is almost like a demolition room for him. He can just go break a bunch of glasses in there and
he can go
out, walk out and just go to his office.
Well, especially since it's animated, he can just do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like he could go Invincible, like rated R animation with it if he wanted to.
But I'm hopeful.
No, I am too. Garrison, any final thoughts?
Yeah, as a huge Flash fan, I noticed the lack of Flash in this update.
Yeah.
We do have a movie coming out this year, which I am excited about in the sense that I'm really glad a Flash movie happened for over a decade of pre-production.
So Keaton's cut from that one altogether, right?
No.
Oh, he's not.
He's such an integral part of the movie.
I thought that they cut him. I don't know.
No, they cut his new Batman movie.
They cut him from Batgirl. He was in Batgirl. He was a huge integral part of that. He was in Aquaman, but they cut that. So
they cut the Aquaman stuff. Okay.
Yeah. No, he's like a main character in The Flash.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Okay. That big a deal.
All right.
So I'm cautiously optimistic. I hope they dump Ezra. I think he's a terrible casting choice for Barry Allen.
Yeah.
But we'll go from there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with all of that. I mean, I think that they are very hesitant to even say anything about Ezra. So, I mean, it's kind of weird. The whole
it's like that movie he did when he was younger. We don't talk about Ezra. Yeah.
That's right. Right. Dave, final
better than Ezra is what I think we're looking for.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So here's my thoughts on just all of it, just in kind of listening and kind of formulating, thinking through it, because I didn't really think anything about it until I logged on. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I should think about this. What Marvel had going for them when they first started in 2008 was they had characters that people knew who they were, even if they weren't A-list. Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, the Avengers, people that heard of these characters. And the beauty of James Gunn is that he was able to take Guardians, who nobody had heard of, and make them relevant into characters. So he's got that skill. DC's coming in, restarting with a Superman and a Batman, hopefully a Wonder Woman, maybe an Aquaman. He didn't say anything about those, but hopefully those characters will come along. Those are the big heavy hitters for DC at a time when Marvel's heavy hitters are gone. And now we're having to be introduced to all these brand new characters, and Marvel's having to get us to care about these new characters. Whether we do or not, I don't know. We'll see what Phase 5 looks like, because Phase 4 to me was a mess. And so I think DC is coming in at just the right time to catch Marvel off guard if Marvel's not careful. I know Fantastic Four is coming, X-Men, hopefully the mutants will be kind of rolled in as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think DC's got a shot here to make an impact, because Marvel, I think, is kind of on that towing that line of like, we're still being cool versus we've kind of jumped the shark here with some of the people we're bringing in. It's just not working, and for whatever reason. So I think DC's got a shot at making this. If they had done this 8 years ago before the Avengers Endgame and Infinity War and Phase 3 was still going on, no chance. Nobody would care. Right. I think now they have a chance for people to care if they can do it correctly. And I do have faith that James Gunn can get it done, or at least put the plan in place. And I think that he could probably redirect if the plan's not working. I think he has the ability to say, you know what, this is not working. Let's shift it. Let's move it, versus just a bunch of directors going, this is my Batman. That's my Superman. There's 17 Batmans, but only 2 are relevant. And the rest are in the DC elsewhere. And just, it's a mess. And so, I think DC has a shot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Well, Dave, did you want to hang around for Bad Batch, or do you want to give your outro stuff?
I'll give my outro stuff, because I don't care about Bad Batch. I haven't seen a single episode. I don't even know what it is. I mean, is it Star Wars? It's cartoons or something? I don't know. Who cares?
Animated.
Star Wars is dead. Find me on the Base Ritual podcast on Thursdays. Me and my friend Jen talk travel and all that fun stuff. I'm also on the Deucecast movie show, hosted by Mikey. I just show up and do the editing work, and there you go. You can find me on Instagram, the Magic on a Dollar, and Facebook, Magic on a Dollar, and Disney on a Dollar. I'll be on the Disney Wish next week. I'll be posting lots and lots of cruise pictures from Castaway Cay and Nassau and the waters and such. So, might be playing some Titanic. Who knows? All right, that's it.
All right, Dave. Hey, thanks for coming in for just a little while.
Like, guys, hey, Melissa in the comments. I just realized there were comments. I forgot.
Oh, yeah. Melissa's been hanging out, and Brian. So awesome. All right, have a good one. What about you, Rhett? Are you wanting to hang out for Bad Batch?
Can I just stay? I won't interfere. I'll just sit here.
You're such a liar. Yes, you can stay.
I fixed my hair for this, so.
Oh, okay. We will dive straight in then. We're not going to take a break. There's not too much to talk about. It's another what I would consider a break from the story itself. Some people would call that a filler, but I don't know. I had fun.
It's an enclosed story, I guess.
I had fun with what it was.
I actually enjoyed it.
The music was good. The music was really, really good. The Kiner score, I really, really enjoyed that, because it was basically John Williams. I mean, it was basically John Williams' Indiana Jones score. I mean, that's basically what he was doing, paying an homage to that.
It was a Tomb Raider type episode, right?
Sure.
Indie type.
I was really, really hoping that the title of this episode, Entombed, was going to be about what was going to happen to Fee. But it's
no. Wanda Sykes is still with us. She is apparently a main character. So I don't know.
I will say that she didn't annoy me as much as I thought that she might. But
no, she wasn't that bad in this episode.
She played it pretty. Huh?
She was abhorrent.
Maybe abhorrent's not the right word. I was just very annoyed the whole time this thing was on my TV.
She was she was a treasure seeker. She had lured them into going on this quest, right?
Oh, no, Brian. We are going to bring this up. I mean, since he's mentioning it, this was the one thing in the episode that was kind of interesting to me, because this concept right here of the ancients has not really been brought up in any other medium that I can recall. I've read a lot of the books. I've even read a few of the comics.
Right.
And this particular thing right here, her mentioning it being even before the Jedi, the ancients. This is a whole new concept in Star Wars. I thought it was
rolling his eyes.
I thought it was an interesting way to put. No, he's not. I thought it was an interesting way to introduce this concept in a Bad Batch season 2, episode 5. What is this all about? I don't know if it's just a throwaway thing she said, but she seemed to have knowledge of the ancients.
We also got in, and I'll throw them my 2 cents, just not knowing the context perfectly, but we also got in Andor a reference to the Rakatan Empire, which goes all the way back to Knights of the Old Republic, the first game back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
They predate the Jedi. They are a few thousand years before the Republic was really established.
They mentioned that game on something I watched about this show.
Well, so I wonder if that's
planting some seeds.
That's two callbacks now to something far in the past of Star Wars lore.
Yeah,
the Ancients. I don't know that title has come up before.
I haven't heard that anywhere.
The Rakatan is a little more specific than that, but I wonder if it's this slow build where we're going to get to see some of that maybe somewhere. I don't know.
Well, the Wikipedia page was just created for this episode, so.
But the word ancients, like in reference to Star Wars,
ancient Skara Null, yeah.
That's all new. This is all new stuff. So it's interesting.
Is it canon? That's the question.
Well, yeah, because Bad Batch is canon. So if they're going to mention it in Bad Batch, it's canon. So
Brian's saying,
right. This is correct. The Mecha Godzilla thing, the big robot.
It was Mecha Godzilla. Yes,
that's basically what it is.
It was Mecha Godzilla with Jurassic Park dinosaur sounds for the.
They should have gone with Mechazillo Beast.
Oh, missed opportunity, man. Yeah, I'm surprised.
Well, the Rakatans in my DK book. That's what I need to know.
They will be. They will be.
I'll have to get the second volume, the compendium.
So yeah, just as with any episode of any Star Wars, even though you feel like maybe it's a throwaway thing, they don't just drop stuff like that without them. Your cat's like video that was hilarious. So yeah, it's very interesting. That's the only thing in the episode that kind of piqued my interest. Is when
I like some of the puzzles that they were doing where they.
It was all very Indiana Jones. No, it's fine.
That was all cool. I felt like I was playing Tomb Raider.
I was in no way offended by the episode. It just didn't register as far as this isn't part of the main Bad Batch storyline. We've got 16 episodes, which, again, to me, if they're having 2 episodes in a row that are not storied,
they shouldn't be doing 16 episodes.
They don't need to be doing 16. It doesn't make any sense, because what's going to happen is we're going to have Mando season 3 and Bad Batch going on at the same time because they did 16 episodes of Bad Batch. It's weird.
It doesn't make sense though. To have a couple of something like this in a 16 thing, and what you're talking about is it makes sense when shows were bought for network. Hey, we have to have 22 episodes.
Right.
We have to have 24 episodes. Mm-hmm. You're on Disney Plus. You don't have to adhere to any of that. You can do 17 episodes if you want. You can do 9. You can do 11. The numbers don't matter.
Wait, what? I would not put those two numbers together, Rob.
What is this, numerology?
What did
we do 9. We could do 11.
Oh, well.
Wow, the terrorists have won.
That's right.
I didn't even pick up that I did that. You can do 9. You can do 12.
There you go. That's better. You could do 4 or 13. What's the lost numbers? Are
we playing bingo here? What?
67's in there, I think.
Yeah, I used to know the lost numbers, but it's been too many years.
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
I knew that Rhett knew that, so I was waiting for him to just.
Oh, was that lost? Oh,
yeah, that's the lost numbers.
67 not in there.
67 was not in there. No. So not Rhett. Earl.
Rhett.
Yeah, Rhett didn't watch this episode. Earl, what were your thoughts? You said you liked the music. You liked. I
like the beginning when they were kind of building up to what they were headed toward, and looking for this treasure. I thought it was, again, the Indiana Jones thing where they got separated at one point, and then they sort of came back together, and Omega being very astute at sort of figuring out some of the puzzles, I thought was cool. I thought the Wayfinder thing she had that she would look at and see the clues.
I can play the melody. If I had a piano, I could play the
He's
melody.
testing where it's being tested.
Yeah, I don't
Sorry,
remember
Earl.
I don't remember those coordinates, but it was a number pad she punched him in on, right?
Sorry. Go ahead, Earl. Sorry.
Oh, I'm done.
I feel bad. Brian distracted me with his BSG question because anyways.
And
ask
in
a question about
conclusion,
expand.
and then we had, of course, okay, I'm done.
So this big mechanical thing.
Yeah, that didn't. I mean, it's fine, but
I'm just trying to think through Star Wars, and there's just nothing. It doesn't fit. It looked cool. It made cool noises.
Well, it doesn't fit because it's built by the Rakan. What are they called? The
ricotta cheese.
The Wakandans. The Wakandans.
Yeah.
Did the Wakandans build it?
I don't know. It didn't feel very Star Warsy to me, but it did look cool. So the scope of it looked very cool in animation. I did like what it looked like, but just the whole concept of it just didn't feel Star Warsy. But also, we haven't seen these ancients, but this whole ancients thing is new. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna get. I mean, Garrison, what did you think of the episode?
I thought it was Wanda Sykes' best performance since she did the "Don't Say That's So Gay" ads on TV. Do you guys remember those? They were all over kids programming when I was little. That's how I learned about Wanda Sykes.
I remember that.
Was that like a PSA?
These two kids, yeah. It was ad council. These two kids are sitting at a table, and you're like, "That's so gay, man." And then she walks up and said, "Don't say that. That's offensive."
Oh my gosh, that must have been on Nickelodeon or something. I didn't watch Nickelodeon.
So. It was on kids content. Yeah.
Kids content. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Wanda Sykes PSA.
Yeah.
Roth, any thoughts on the episode? I feel like we're really not saying much about the episode, but there's really not much to say.
I'm very thankful to James Gunn and DC because that was announced.
It's about story.
I thought this was going to be like an 11-minute eode of the Deucecast Extra.
Oh, okay.
So I'm glad that this is the kind of nightcap of the Extra, but my biggest frustration is with this is episode 2. So this is the third straight episode with the Bad Batch that they go out to do a mission and nothing is accomplished. Episode 2, they don't get the treasure. They come home empty-handed. The racing episode, they start where they finish. Sid's free, and this one they go for a treasure and they don't get a treasure. I'm like, can we do something?
That was the whole problem with season 1 for me. When we were doing the Extra, I'd just be like, I loved having Nick on because Nick would just talk and talk and talk, and I'd be like, he's got us covered.
No, he has good Star Wars stuff to say.
And he would have actually like good things to say.
Insight,
Lots of family talk. I don't think we've said that word since he's been on here.
No.
Well, it's all good.
But family. Oh.
The season will have to pick up at some point. I mean, and have to get back to the main story.
And it did last year too.
And I think that it will, but I wish that they. And I hate calling anything filler episodes because I think there's important stuff in every episode of Star Wars, and
I hate doing it some of that mid-season because we don't know where the story is going. Like, there's a really good possibility that maybe even tomorrow's episode could be a bit of that filler type of thing, but then maybe the rest of it is just gangbang, go all out action type of stuff. And it's awesome. And there's no room for the Bad Batch to go and do a side mission, Or if that's the case, then I'll be much more fine with it.
Let's see.
Paul's putting his words in a weird order tonight, isn't he? He started with 9/11, then he ended up on gangbang.
Chat GPT. He's writing his answers out in Chat
GPT. Oh wow! IMDb updated to the titles of all the rest of the episodes of the season.
They had that last week, actually.
Oh, they did. Oh, I didn't know that.
Are they legit?
Yeah, I think so because remember the press got like the whole season.
Yeah,
I mean, some members of the press, not like all.
Yeah,
of them,
they did. I saw something. Then they really raved about this season.
So this next one is called Tribe. So that's we got nothing on like what
they
that
go to
is.
a planet and fight for a tribe against the Empire.
But then
It's
episode
another
7
Magnificent
episode 7 is
Samurai.
the clone conspiracy. So
Yes,
maybe we're
episode
getting
7
back.
is going to be
That's
for
what they
sure
take.
a good episode.
To answer, we are jamming in the
Taking
chat. It starts in like 3 hours and 42 minutes or something, whatever. So
Like our next episode is next Wednesday.
No,
when,
next
Tuesday.
Next Wednesday. Next Tuesday.
Tuesday, my bad. Tuesday.
Scared
whatever.
me.
No. Tuesday. A Tribe Called Quest. It's a good 80s, 90s reference there.
Look, okay, I meant to say gangbusters. I didn't mean to say
Oh,
gangbang.
no.
I'm sorry.
I know. We know.
I
I'm
know what
sorry.
you mean.
I meant to
did he
say
actually
gangbusters.
say that? Wait, I
Yes,
You
I
said
said
gangbang?
gangbang.
What? Did
I said that. I'm sorry.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm getting.
I meant
Well, they're taking the show in a
gangbusters.
new direction.
That's why we are jamming.
Cast one
Kane
to
here.
strikes, the thing goes to hell.
Look, it's
I missed a
it's
chance
a
to be
gang of
offended.
clones. I don't know what they
Yes.
do in their
A
spare
gang.
time.
yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so 2 a.m. Central, if that's what you're asking.
Is that
we
a
are
chat
jamming.
bot writing that again?
I don't
3
know.
Eastern. No.
3 Eastern, 1 Mountain,
Mhm.
Are we gonna
Midnight.
stay up for that?
Oh,
Midnight
midnight.
Pacific. Yeah.
Midnight
Yeah,
Pacific, 1 Mountain.
Oh man.
1 Mountain. Does anybody really care about Mountain?
It's the best time zone. 11 a.m. football start is fantastic. Prime time football starts at 6:30
Yeah.
Are you the only guy in Mountain? Like I just don't. Yeah.
in the world.
That's what
There
I'm
are
thinking.
only
I think it just runs
like
through Wyoming.
600,000 people in the Mountain Time Zone.
And
I
we
know.
get lucky half the year Arizona joins us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arizona's so
Arizona.
drunk.
I
They're
know,
just
dude,
like
yeah.
they're drunk with power because they can do what they want to.
Yes.
Like they don't change anything.
Power.
No, actually, that's the smart move from Arizona. Don't
No,
go
it is.
into daylight.
You're right.
Don't go into daylight.
Well, I don't
You're
think
right.
we're doing it after this year, right, or something.
No,
No,
that's
That's
federal.
not,
A lot of
that's
states
not
are
going
canon.
permanent
That's not
daylight.
canon.
If federal law ever changes, Alabama has it on the books that they will stop.
Oh,
doing.
that's great, Rhett. Georgia's just goes straight to daylight all year. So
Yeah.
No sunshine.
I prefer daylight time to standard time.
I prefer standard.
I don't really care.
Yeah, I like a later day.
I want to see the
I get
aurora
the sun-
borealis.
I get the sunlight thing, but I genuinely
You're never
like
going to
get-
see it in Alabama.
I genuinely get better sleep during standard.
The Southern
time.
Lights.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah. No, from a melatonin standpoint, I think you're a lot better off on standard time.
Yeah.
But
I like more daylight
I like the later
after
day.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I get that. Yeah.
What has this chat turned into?
Please be more honest.
That's right.
I'm always honest.
He's always honest. All right, we got nothing else, so let's go around the horn here. Jacob, where can people find you on the internet?
Yes, the Good Day for a Movie podcast is the podcast. You can follow me at Roth from Wyoming on all of the platforms. Our next episode is on The Mission.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Very
Great
excited
movie.
for that.
movie.
And at the end of the month, an episode with David Dollar will be coming out.
Oh,
So excited for that as well.
I heard of that.
Mm-hmm. You can listen to me on the radio. I'm doing something fun right now at 5:15 Mountain Time. Tune in to the 103.3 The Range app and listen until about 5:30. I'm covering the Rolling Stones top 200 singers of all time, and I'm playing 4 straight songs.
very
And
cool.
I'm just pulling the country artists from it. So today
I
was
was gonna say,
tomorrow was
Rhett's
Tammy
out.
Wynette. Today was Coal Miner's Daughter, Loretta Lynn.
That's good.
Monday was Merle Haggard.
That's
so yeah,
good
it's-
country.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
The
it's
classics.
been fun, and I've
the
been
top
learning a lot as
100?
well, and maybe you as well.
The top
Top
200.
200 singers is a
The one that list that
yeah.
left out Celine Dion. The list
Yeah.
that everybody got all up in arms because they left her name off of it.
I can't listen because I don't live in Mountain Time Zone. So
Wait, is it all singers or country? I thought you said country singers.
It's the list is all singers, but I'm just
You're
talking
pulling
about the
country
country
out.
singers.
you're just pulling the
Yeah.
country out of
Yeah,
the
Jacob.
Yeah.
5:15. What time zone?
Mountain.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you say
Nobody,
you're going
nobody
from
knows
Mountain.
when that is. I'm sorry.
5:15 to 5:30? You're only doing it for 15 minutes?
Well, I'm talking about one artist each day, and I'm playing
Oh,
4 of
okay.
their songs
Ah,
back to
okay,
back to back
okay.
to
Yeah.
back. Yes.
Okay, I hear you.
I got
I'm
it.
with you. No,
My show
you
is
can-
from 2 to 7.
You can get the station on the internet, Earl. I know that you're not
Yes.
familiar. Your smartphone in your hand,
Look
you
up
can find
Mountain
the
to-
I
station.
gotta get my
Mountain
transistor
to
radio.
Central time conversions over there. And
It'll be 6:15 your time.
Okay,
That's
thank you,
right.
sir.
You're awake, girl.
It's only one time zone away.
Exactly. One time.
Just make sure you go the right way.
Yeah, that's right. I don't want to go Eastern. I gotta go.
Rhett, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
Nah, they probably can't. I don't do a whole lot social. I mean, I'm a little bit on Facebook, but I don't do podcasts. I don't have a list of things. I don't contribute to anything useful.
You contribute to this, and that is useful for us.
This is the only place really I have a presence online that is accessible to just any old Tom, Dick, or Harry.
Okay,
that's fair.
Dr. Earl, you're still off the grid completely.
I mean, I'm here. I'm in the present. I live in the now.
You're not really off the grid.
I'm not
You'd
really
like
off
to believe that you are, but you're not.
That's all candlelight. All the light in his house is all candle.
He's got a hamster running his wife.
I've got a wick that I've got to trim on my
burning stove,
kerosene lamp over here.
Use the whale blubber to.
That's right. Me and Queequeg were out on the seas.
That sounds like you just typed that in the chat.
Did you just watch The Whale?
Get that out.
That sounds like somebody who just watched The Whale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that does sound like someone that just watched The Whale.
Yeah,
exactly. We did microchip him. He just doesn't know it. Garrison, where can people find you on the web?
You can find me on my podcast, Card Trader Illuminati. We're going to be doing new episodes.
Nice. I wish.
Please, new listeners, go check out that podcast.
Please, God, no.
No, look, CTI was. CTI was pretty fun.
We were the original Chat GPT.
And we get off the rails sometimes.
We did rails sometimes.
Like fever dream stuff.
You can find me on Twitter at grifen3, GRYFUN3, Instagram, Letterboxd at grifen. I'll probably just change that to grifen3 at some point just to make that easier.
Continuity.
And that's about it.
Well, I am at the Michael Nip on Twitter. Mostly, though, hang out in the Discord, which is our Discord server that we've got. It's all kinds of crazy chats going on all day long.
All day.
Literally all day long. And I love it. It's the best. I mean, I am there way more than I am on Twitter. Twitter, I really just use for news purposes and an occasional ridiculous tweet. Wednesdays, we release the Deucecast movie show. We are releasing the best and the worst of 2022 next episode. It was fun. Yeah, we had a good time with it. So we will be back here next Tuesday to discuss Bad Batch episode 6. We're just so close to 1923 being back, which you'll see Rhett back on for 1923. Maybe they'll probably release one episode and then take a month off. So at least we'll be back for 1 week of 1923 at some point. And I'm sure that
I think they'll do all 4.
No, I think they'll do all 4, and I think it's going to be a wild end to the season. So I am very much looking forward to that. Thank you to the chat. You guys make it much more fun for us. Brian, Melissa, we are jamming. Thanks for stopping by for just a second to ask a question that you can Google. And we still need some subscribers. You know, I released I
was trying not to be a jerk, but
no, it's good. One of the ways they say to get subscribers is to insult the news.
Yeah, way to go, Michael.
So, guys, anyway, like and subscribe and press the notification bell.
Yeah, like
we'll abuse you.
And please stop asking stupid questions.
We apologize.
I apologize for my snootiness. Apparently,
get smarter.
Exactly. Yeah, that's about all we can say. So, see you guys next week, and we'll talk some more Star Wars, and we'll have fun doing it. So, later.